Hi folks, so finally got home. Had to stop off at the Bricks and Pound Cafe. Well, I didn't have to, but as I was passing by there was a little mini camera crew. Say mini, what I mean is like not like proper TV camera stuff or anything like that, do you know what I mean? But they are a news thing apparently. He did say, but I could have sworn he said like South London something, South London News or something like that. Anyway, so anywho, one of the girls from the cafe, whose name completely escapes me again for a moment. Anyway, so as I was walking past, she noticed and she called me over and she introduced me to these folks, and was saying that, like, you know, she says who I was and this and the other, and they said, yeah, okay, we'll do a little interview. And so they interviewed her first, all about the Bricks and Pound and the Bricks and Cafe and what it's all about. And then from my perspective as one of the artists that's used the Bricks and Cafe and what have you, blah blah blah. And so they did a little interview inside the cafe with me. I don't know if they'll use my piece or not. They might, they may not. It's funny. I don't know. I got chatting at, you know, they asked me these different questions and stuff, and I'm answering these questions. And you know, I felt I'd answered them reasonably well. But I don't know. I just got the distinct impression that they weren't that overly impressed with me necessarily, but that again, that might just be my oversensitivity. It was just that, again, I understand that an interview with a camera is a lot more unnatural than just having a conversation with somebody, because I've experienced this before. I've been interviewed tons of times, not by, like, you know, really major news organisations or anything like that necessarily, although there have been those as well. Here and there, they're far and few between, but I have been interviewed on camera tons of times by various people like myself who are just other YouTubers or whatever, or they've got their own little channel about some, you know, on some other website or whatever, this and the other. So I've been on camera a ton of times for various different reasons at various different points. And I guess it's the nature of who's doing the interviewing, and I guess it's also the nature of, like, their technique and whatever, blah 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 blah. And it's not all been like news interviews. I mean, I think you guys. That's another thing actually. I've been meaning to try and get hold of those people so I can use the video that you know. I did tell you guys this a while back. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just. Again, because of the heat and what have you, I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, so tired, so flipping tired. Anyway, this video, which John got me involved in, I'm on this. Can't remember if I've used a bit of it already, or I can't remember if you guys have seen it or not. Anyway, so like I said, my point is that I've been interviewed on various different things at various different points, mostly around my art, funny enough, but all sorts of stuff as well, the homelessness and what have you, blah blah blah. And at the end of those pieces, I always felt that, you know, things went reasonably well, and, you know, the interviewers were quite happy with me and blah 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 blah. But today, I felt almost dismissed. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's that flipping cafe or what. Not the people that run it and this, that building or something, I don't know. Or maybe it's just me being oversensitive, like I said. It's probably more than likely me. But the thing is, it's like, you know, he asked all these questions, blah, 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 and it just, because like I said, I've been through this a few times before, so I kind of know the format. I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything like that, do you know what I mean? It's not like I get interviewed every day of the week or something or whatever, do you know what I mean? I'm not in the business, whatever the hell that means, but, you know, so I'm not saying that I'm absolutely 100% on this and I'm an expert or anything like that necessarily, but I have been through this process a few times before, and like I said, you know, after each time, virtually, I've never felt kind of dismissed the way I kind of did there, to be quite honest. The whole ending of that felt very, very weird, to be quite honest, because, you know, we're chatting away, he's asking me these questions, blah, 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 And then the girl on the camera with the headphones and what have you, she just like all of a sudden kind of went like, oh yeah, great, fantastic, blah blah blah, and then that was it. That was the end of the interview, and they didn't say. I mean, they might have even said thank you very much, but very very briefly, and then that was it. Off you go, on your way, kind of thing. I just felt, I don't know. And like I say, maybe I'm just being really oversensitive. I accept the fact that I probably am being oversensitive, but do you know the funny thing is, like I said, you know, it was the, you know, normally at the end of an interview, you're not just necessarily ushered away very quickly. Now, okay, and even when there's other people to interview after you, do you know what I mean? Which I'm not sure if there was other people, or was, sorry, was? I don't know if there was other people to be interviewed afterwards, but, you know, even if that was the case, you don't usually just, like, shoo people along, right, next, kind of thing, or whatever, you know what I mean? You just spend a few minutes, or, you know, just 2-3 minutes just like, well, that was really great, thanks very much, and we'll let you know when we publish it, or this, that, you know, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? You just, it's like a story. It's like most things in life. Our anger group has a start, a middle, and an end. You know what I mean? Most things in life, when you meet somebody for the first time, the start is you're introduced. The middle is you have a little chin wag. The end is you say goodbye. Do you know what I mean? There's usually a beginning and a middle and an end to lots of different things in life, generally speaking. You know, and I am generalising, obviously. You know, I'm sure you can point out to me half a dozen things where that isn't necessarily the case, but I'm just generalising, you know what I mean? And more often than not, that's been the case that I've found with these interview things. But today, you know, it did bother me a little bit, because I'm like, you know, usually you say, like I said, you know, there'll be a couple of moments where they'll say like, oh, yeah, thanks very much, and blah, 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 that went really well, this and the other, blah, 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 you know, oh, here's our card or something, or we'll get in touch with you, can we have your details, or whatever. Not just sort of like, right, that's it, thanks, bye, and then they start talking amongst themselves, and I'm kind of like sat there and I think, oh, right, okay, so I'll just go then? Oh, okay, fine. And off I went. And it was, I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just being oversensitive, so, but, yeah, sorry, I just had to have a little rant about that. I didn't expect to do that, to be quite honest. I mean, you can tell it bothered me. You can tell when things have bothered me, can't you? When I start ranting on about them a little bit, do you know what I mean? When I start doing a flipping long video about what just went on, like, you know what I mean? You can tell it got under my skin. You can tell it rankled me a little bit. It did. You know, that's, I'm not like really paid off or necessarily or anything like that. It just irked me a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, what? Hey? What? You know what I mean? Just like, out the door, off you go, goodbye. You know, so, right, okay, rant over. Right, I've just noticed my things. That has really annoyed me. I tell you, if there's one thing that's annoyed me today, it's this thing. This is my pot and pan and plate cleaning thing. I don't know what you call it, whatever you call it. And you can buy them in Sainsbury's. They're about £2 or something, I think. I can't quite remember. And you put washing up liquid in it, and then it's got a little scrubber on the end, and you clean your stuff with them. And they're great. You know what I mean? I like them. But this thing, for some reason, it did this morning. All over the flipping what's name. There was tons of it. I don't know, I'm going to have to get a new one. I'm going to have to, that annoyed me. That washing up liquid is not that cheap, the old fairy here. Do you know what I mean? And I like getting that because generally it is a good washing up liquid. You don't have to do a lot of scrubbing with it necessarily. God, flipping heck. I don't have to waffle on about some mundane things, don't I? Right. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for now, folks, because this is going to turn into an epic video, which didn't necessarily intend it to be. Right. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for now, folks, and I'll catch you guys later. BFN.